So I've not seen that before. I've not seen somebody throw their hat out into the audience. This is like, you know, Elvis would do with his scarves. Oh, there goes his T-shirt. Will he keep on going? So he's probably going to take his shorts off and throw those out into the audience. Yes, he does. Hey there, I'm Mark Bowden. I'm an expert in human behaviour and body language. So usually I'd be looking at the body language of politicians, world leaders, people in business, but today I'm going to look at professional mixed martial artists, an area that I really know nothing about. I try and keep myself away from people's fists as much as possible.
Introducing the notorious one, Conor!
The thumping of the chest. That's done by primates in order to make a big noise. So you can see there's a big thing coming because look at the noise that it makes.
What a day. Beautiful Dublin city.
Yeah, so here what I get is he's taking this person around Dublin. I think it's his hometown. Well, he's got a little more ordinary now, hasn't he? Well, it just shows you the difference between the person at home and the entertainer. What am I expecting? A whole bunch of entertainment. He throws his hat at him. There we go. now he's gone for some kind of psychotic rage. And he's smiling at that. He knows it's a show. Are we not all thinking, come on, do something now? What are you going to do? Do something extraordinary. No throwing of the clothing anymore. It's obviously exhausted his vocabulary of how to throw clothing at people. Huge victory pose while the other person weighs in. Basically say, look, I'm much bigger than him. The organizer has to move the guy out of the shot. Look, get over to your own area. I guess it's as much as he's setting up this star quality, the coverage of him is setting up the star quality as well. It's kind of, I don't know, is he like the Keith Moon of the sport?
This guy TKOs people. When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. They're like, who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? You know damn well who I am.
Yeah. Well, you don't need to be an expert in body language to know when you start throwing objects at each other, when one of you's got a gang, you know, it's a whole different display. You know, ultimately though, it can look and feel very real in terms of the aggression. Feels to me like probably a lot of it is now starting to just get orchestrated, because now I'm demanding something extraordinary to happen every time I see it. Right? That's not extraordinary enough, so he's got to do that kind of thing. You start down a certain path and there's no turning back.
I'm simply heartbroken, and that's it. I'll pick myself up and we'll figure it out in the morning.
Yeah, clearly he's a little unnerved in this situation.
Do you feel you did enough, or do you feel like it's going to take some time?
So it's interesting, the victor gets to come in later.
Earn yourself a final shot.
See all of this behavior around the mouth that you wouldn't expect to be happening. That's very unusual for him. So in the future, if I was looking for, does he feel like he's going to get defeated in a future one, I'd be looking for, is he repeating those movements in his mouth as a memory of what he does when he's defeated. Could be a good tell in the future for he's unsure whether he can win. Interesting, so he's chewing here. Let me just check he wasn't chewing back there. No, he's got nothing in his mouth. No, that's full of lip suppressor. So I'm just checking out that what we're seeing chewing of gum, or is it the same behaviors of defeat back here, or is he using the chewing of gum so he'll mask any of those displays of uncertainty? And here comes the skull. Oh, that's a new one, picking up a chair. You see how it has to escalate. It has to go one bigger. Now he's got to wear a crazy coat. He's got to start throwing chairs around. This is a setup I've not seen before. Getting in the ring beforehand and kind of parading around, and I'm not sure they quite know what they're meant to do in this situation. Interesting. Eventually, he kept a great deal of control there, but eventually they start mirroring each other. So maybe it's now become a competition of who'll join whose behavior. Let's see. Will he start dancing as well? If he starts dancing as well, that would show dominance here. Will he be able to stick to this? Because ultimately, this guy's getting more attention, isn't he? It's flamboyant, isn't it? It's very flamboyant. Literally the peacock display. They tend to end up always doing the same thing. So it now starts to feel like, let's say, an agreement between them. Seems to me like the entertainment here has got so big, there now needs to be a bit more of an agreement over how they behave.
To the podium, I like to call up the notorious one, Conor McGregor.
So certainly he does not, given that I understand now he's lost, what's interesting is he doesn't play any of the body language of defeat. He's still playing the flamboyance, the bravado, the status. It makes me really feel as I watch this, you know, how the entertainment of this evolves into something really quite extraordinary, whereby, you know, are they not performers on the same side, essentially?
Big round of applause for two classic gentlemen.
Yeah, so really interesting seeing just the progression of that fighter, the progression of him as the entertainer. You know, what does he do next? What can he do next to shock you, to entertain you, to keep his brand going? The whole spectacle around the fight becoming bigger. It's interesting, you know, what's the most important part of that, the fight or the entertainment around it? It's hard for me to say from this outside viewpoint. So the question is what's he going to do? What's he going to do next? Because my thought is he has to run out of ideas for himself in the end, and maybe he'll need a team out there. Conor, if you're looking for somebody, an expert in behavior, who might be able to give you the next big thing, I'm not doing anything at the weekend, so do give me a call. So make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to MMANation.com.